Alright, so after nearly 8 years, the Obama Presidential Center is finally coming to life in Chicago's South Side. And let's be clear, it's not just a library, this is a $1 billion project featuring a massive museum, a sky room with panoramic views, and an entire campus meant to celebrate Obama's legacy. But with that kind of budget, what are we actually getting? Let's take a look inside. Obama isn't just building a place to store documents from his presidency, he's creating a monument to his time in office. According to the Obama Foundation, this center is about inspiring the next generation of leaders, just like Obama was inspired by the civil rights movement and his time as a community organizer in Chicago. But let's be honest, $1 billion for inspiration? The center is being built in Jackson Park, right here in Chicago's South Side, a neighborhood with a deep history, but also some serious economic struggles. The idea is that the Obama Presidential Center will revitalize the area, create jobs, and attract tourism. But some local activists have actually opposed it, worried that it might drive up housing prices and push out lower income residents. And when you're spending $1 billion, shouldn't there be more direct investment into the local community? Here's a look at the full campus layout. 19 acres of green space, walking trails, and event areas designed to blend into the natural beauty of Jackson Park. From up here, the museum tower stands massive, definitely a dominant structure in the skyline. At the heart of the project is the museum building, which is by far the most striking part of the campus. The most unique aspect of the museum is probably this etched facade, featuring words from Obama's 2015 Selma speech. From inside, visitors will literally look out through his words onto the south side of Chicago. The architecture itself is meant to symbolize four hands coming together, representing different communities shaping history. But some people think it looks more like a modernist monolith or even a tombstone. Inside, the museum will be a deep dive into Obama's presidency, touching on his election, policy decisions, and connection to civil rights history. Now, this is the Sky Room. It sits on the top floor of the museum tower and will offer a panoramic view of Chicago from Lake Michigan to downtown to the south side itself. It's also one of the only spaces that will be completely free to the public. One thing the Obama Foundation has pushed is that this won't just be a historical archive, they want it to be a living, interactive space. This area is designed as a community gathering space where visitors can discuss history, grab coffee, and even shop at the retail store. The idea is that people don't just come here to look at history, they engage with it. This part is called the John Lewis Plaza, named after the late civil rights leader and congressman. It's meant to be a gathering place for events, performances, and public discussions. The Forum Building is another key feature of the center, acting as a community hub. It includes collaborative spaces, an auditorium, a recording studio, and flexible rooms for local programs. And this indoor space is named after Hadia Pendleton, a Chicago teenager tragically killed by gun violence shortly after Obama's second inauguration. It's designed as a calm, reflective space with large windows overlooking the plaza. If we take a look inside the Forum, there's also the Elie Wiesel Auditorium, named after the Holocaust survivor and human rights activist. This space will host lectures, performances, and civic discussions. One of the big selling points of the project is that it isn't just a building, it's an entire campus meant to serve the community. Spanning 19 acres, the site includes a fruit and vegetable garden, an auditorium, a public library, and an athletic facility. This area features sculptures, water features, and walking trails aimed at making the space feel like an open community park rather than a locked-down monument. Some additional campus features: the Eleanor Roosevelt Fruit and Vegetable Garden, a hands-on space where kids and community members can learn about gardening, sustainability, and even beekeeping, similar to Michelle Obama's White House garden. Home Court, a 45,000 square foot athletic and multi-purpose space meant for youth programs, community events, and conferences. The Ann Dunham Water Garden, a reflective space dedicated to Obama's mother, featuring a sculptural water feature surrounded by greenery. The Wetland Walk, designed to capture and recycle stormwater to maintain the park's landscape. The 2-acre play area, a modern playground space designed for kids, blending nature and interactive play structures. The Great Lawn, a large open-air space for movies, concerts, and even sledding in the winter. So is the Obama Presidential Center worth the billion-dollar price tag? On one hand, it's a bold, historic project meant to inspire leadership and preserve Obama's legacy. On the other, it's taken 8 years, the cost keeps rising, and many locals aren't convinced it will actually help the South Side. One thing's for sure, this isn't just a library. Whether you see it as a monument to progress or a billion-dollar vanity project, the Obama Presidential Center is set to make a permanent mark on Chicago. It is expected to be finished in 2026. It remains to be seen if it can be done on time.